Well, good evening, everybody. I'm just managing to stay awake. It's just coming to the top of the hour. It's 11 p.m. GMT. We're now on, and this is going to be my first match. I hope to play a few in this year's 8-ball World Championships on the 10-foot table. It's a round one match, and it's between Larry from the States and Casino Jim. And it should be going up any second now, the room. If we go back to the event, we'll see that first round matches are a race to 11. There's no jump queues, and it's alternate break. I think that's basically all we need to know. Well, I haven't seen Casino Jim playing 8-ball. I've only ever seen him playing Cowboy. And in all honesty, I think he's possibly going to be out of his depth in this match, but we can only judge that when we see it. The room is up. They're both lagging for break, and I had a bit of lag there. But Casino Jim is used to the 10-foot table. That's one thing he has in his favour. It's whether he can have some sort of an all-round game to combat Larry. Let's just get this chat window fixed. That's a bit better. Should be good to go. So Casino Jim broke off, break was dry, and Larry's made his choice, going for the solids. And now, if you can take that 7 and just drop through, you can get rid of that 3 ball. That's a problem ball. Well, maybe he didn't think he could hold for it, but he might have done the right thing if he could have to get on that 3, because it might not be quite as easy to get on the 3 later on in this run. That could be the problem. And now Larry's going to have to take the 4, and the pattern now will be the 5, get onto that right side of the table, roll the 4 in, and roll onto that 3 ball, because he's now got the perfect opportunity to take care of it. Now ideally as well, he wants to be able to run into that 11 ball to hold for the 2. So this would be the shot here if I can get my arrows to work. If he just ran into that 11 when he pots the 3, and I think, well, he's just got far enough, but he's got to just stun this cue ball to hold it for the 2, and he's squirted away, and that's where things go wrong. And it was because of the angle he had running into the 11. He wanted to hit that 11 fuller, and that way he would have been able to hold for the 2. So that was something that was always on the cards if he didn't get right. And this is the thing about 8-ball, you can do all this hard work so far, and then you get yourself locked out. And then it's down to what sort of tactics Casino Jim has in order to deal with this situation. Now Jim's under pressure that if he makes a mistake like that and leaves the 2 ball on, he's not making anything difficult for Larry. And straight away, that's not a good sign. And I think Larry's just going to bide his time. I'm sure he feels he's going to get plenty of opportunities. Casino Jim needs to tighten up straight away. Well, dare I say it, all the balls are there. It's about playing the right shots. And that 13 ball, just right next to the 8 ball, is it's going to be a problem again. If Casino Jim can get up the table, or down the table as we look, he wants to be able to pot that 13 without running into the 8. And he's gone too far and running out of opportunities to get on this 13 in such a way. Well, he's going to take it into the side and he'll skim off that 8. And here's a great chance to get a good start. See, Jim is well used to the 10-footer because on my days off I've usually got some sort of doubles game going on, and usually Jim's one of the players involved, so he's got no excuse for not knowing his way around the 10-footer. And that's a good start. And it all came about from Larry just getting the wrong shape onto that, I think it was the 3 ball. And the contact with the other object ball was the one that undone him. And it's a good start for Casino Jim. And that was a good sign. It was a bad shot his first visit to the table, but the rest of it was excellent. And that's the sort of stuff he needs to do. Meanwhile, Larry's broke. 2 balls in the break, and of course an open table, so he has to then make his choice. And again, it's going to be solids. And the 4 ball and the 2 ball interlaced with the pink, I think it's a pink 12 ball, and that 7. So 3 of Larry's balls are all sitting there, they're all in the open. And he may well get rid of the 6 right now, because all Larry's balls are all down this end of the table, and the problem one could be the 5, but he can deal with that straight away here. Well, he's run into the 11 and it's not helped him, and he's got to deal with that 5 ball very soon. It could be the scupper on his chances of running out here. And now it all hinges on him getting good on the 3, because he wants to still be able to do something to get onto that 5. So now he's taken, well, he's thinking about the more awkward 3, because he knows then he's going to have to try and move the 5. Well, he's leaving it again. And he feels he's got a better angle now to do a little bit of disturbing of the balls here, just to open it up for him. And now that's gone wrong. It's gone wrong big time there. And that 15 ball blocking the top corner pocket, now he's going to have to play a blind cut. And again, Larry's doing all the hard work to start with, and he hasn't cut it far enough. And now again, Casino Jim. This is the beauty about 8 ball. All this hard work and 2 positional errors. In fact, he could have dealt with that 5 ball earlier and he didn't. And he may well pay the price again if Casino Jim just takes his time. And he's gone dead straight in this 10. Good evening to Chico. Oh, yeah, you're the only one here, by the way. Nobody else is here. now. Just a roll in, leave a nice little angle on that 14. Oh, Dwight's there as well. He's sitting quiet in the corner. Well, this will be an impressive start if Jim can take this out. And I've never seen Casino Jim playing 8-ball. I've only ever, as I say, seen him playing cowboy. And that's a poor one. He's going to, I mean, if he goes all out to cut this, he's surely going to leave this 5-ball on. That's a really tough cut to read the angle. And he doesn't know where the cue ball's going to end up. And oh, that's excellent. Excellent shot. Well, I'm well impressed so far. He's played one duff shot in that first frame, the first rack, sorry, his first visit, but the rest of it has been excellent. And Jim seems to be breaking fairly soft. I say these two racks, just bear that in mind. Larry, of course, he knows his way around the pool game, but Larry's not a regular to the 10-footer table, and he's had 2 visits where he's more or less ran the table. There's been a problem situation, and he hasn't dealt with it sooner than he should have. And when he's came to that decision, things have just rolled wrong for him. First rack, he blocked himself off in his last ball, and then he ended up with a really tough shot in the 5, cutting into the top right, missed that. And in both occasions, Jim has done the business. He's came in, ran out the remaining balls, and pinched both racks, and that is an excellent start. And this is what I mentioned on my sort of preview when we watched the bracket being drawn, that this 8-ball tournament can throw up a few surprises because of the way 8-ball tends to turn out. You can get runouts in 8-ball, no problem, but you can get situations like we've had in these first 2 racks where the favourite guy, the strong player, has the table at his mercy but can't get the job done. And then if the other guy can pop balls and take his time and get the job done, then he's going to win racks. But that was a miss there for Jim. But there's a lot of work here for Larry to do yet again on this visit. Balls are awkward. We've got Larry on the stripes, and the 11-ball is right adjacent to the 8, and there's the 2 and the 6 guarding the 11, so that is really a problem. And you would think that it might be a little while before Larry gets anywhere near to deal with this 11-ball, and that would then mean that when Jim comes to the table, he would have Larry at his mercy. Now Larry's having a good look, but he's not got many options here. Let's have a look at what he has. I mean, he's really got no great shot other than just to try and play a half decent safety. Well, Jim's got a start, and of course those 2 balls, I think Jim's gone already. I think we've got a disconnect. Oh, good evening, Keith. I think Jim's gone. We're going to get a message coming up in a second. What's that, Keith? You're up. Oh, I'm up late. Yeah, I couldn't. Oh, that's how tired I am. I can't read the chat. Yeah, because I'm off today and I'm off tomorrow, so it doesn't. I don't need to be in bed early. In fact, I'll probably go and have a coffee after this and watch something of the crap on the television, whatever's on. Ronnie O'Sullivan's really going downhill in his old age, isn't he? I mean, so impressive. He's what, 40, 45 in his birthday, or 46 in his birthday. John Higgins as well. I mean, that really high quality this afternoon. Oh, the English Open's on. It's on Quest TV in the middle of the afternoon. If you don't have Sky or Eurosport, like I don't. So I watched that match today, and I mean, it was all over in an hour. And what's his name? Is he Greek? That guy? He won the first the first frame. Well, make sure you tell Jim he's got 10 minutes to get back in, or it's all down the pan. And Jim doesn't normally have any problems with connections. Not really. Mind you, this is a different time of day to when he's normally on. Good evening, Slim. Correct. You're correct in that statement. No work tomorrow. I mean, if I had work tomorrow, I would have been in bed exactly 2 hours ago, and I had a great sleep last night. When did I go to bed last night? I think it was about 1:30 in the morning. I can't remember what I was watching. I was watching something on iPlayer. No, I wasn't. I was watching something on My5. What was it? Doomsday or something? You know, disasters and things like that. Couple driving along in the freeway through the mountains and a bloody snow avalanche come down on top of them. And I woke up about 10 to 8 this morning, so I had about a 7-hour sleep, which is rare for me. Very rare. Usually I only get about 5 hours sleep. So Jim has arrived back. He needs to keep his wits about him here. What's he looking at here? Well, this is a fatal move by Jim, in my opinion. Fatal move. I mean, you should not be playing that now, because I'll tell you why. Because he's brought the 11 into play. He's opened up the 8 ball. Okay, Larry's still got a problem down the bottom of the table here, but you know, you've got to work with a strategy. There's other opportunities to get yourself in a position, and now Larry's buried him. Now Jim should have taken that 4 ball down the rail and at least potted a couple of balls rather than opening up those balls. Now, of course, I could be wrong. You know, I could be proved wrong with Jim playing that shot, but I'm pretty certain I'm more than likely going to be right, unless Larry makes a major cock up again. When are you playing your match, Keith? Have you played? I haven't looked at the bracket. Well, you didn't let me know. I was watching the football. That's probably another reason why I didn't know. I had the Liverpool game on. No, I never read the chat. I never seen it. Mind you, I'm guessing you didn't have much of a problem. Let's have a look. Where's the result? In fact, I scrolled down the bracket there earlier on to look to see and double check when this match was going to be played. And I must have went past you. Oh, aye, 11-3. Yeah, I didn't think there'd be much of a problem in that match. He was playing Ice Age. You know, again, nowhere near in the same class as Keith for this game, or probably any game, with the greatest respect to Ice Age. But now Jim's got a problem. You still get the 2 balls up the table, and Larry... Oh, Jim's going to try and nudge this into these balls. And now we've got a lock up here. Well, Larry's... Let's have a look. Larry's going to have a blast at this, I would think. Maybe just chip the rail, knock his ball in, and just bring things into play here. And, well, like I said earlier, Jim should not have opened up that 8 and 11 ball. Because now, well, Larry's opened up the table. The pressure's now on Larry with that shot, because the 14 ball's not pretty. Or did I get it wrong? Was it Quagmire? Maybe. See, you've got to remember, it's late at night. I'm half asleep and I can't even read. Where the hell was it again? I think that was a miss by Larry there, wasn't it? Yeah, you're right enough. It was Quagmire. Why did I say Ice Age? I don't know. Anyway. Well, that 14 ball was an awkward situation for Larry, and now Jim is at the table and he's got the balls at his mercy again here for a 3-0 lead. This is why I love the idea of this tournament, because I do think that there is loads of opportunities for players you normally wouldn't consider if you're talking about 9 ball, but when you're talking about this game, very easy for the top guys to just lose the plot. You know, they do all the hard work. They can't get that job done, and suddenly the other guys in control of the table. Great opportunities for things to happen. And if Jim just takes his time here and gets lined up nicely, he's going to be 3-zip in front. What the hell's this bot crap? Right. I don't know whether there's any admins watching tonight on YouTube, but they can deal with that. Well, I think there's quite a few people would be surprised at the fact that Casino Jim is 3-0 up. I'm one of them. But like I said earlier, Jim is familiar with the 10-footer. Plays on it every day. And Larry now with work to do. So Larry's on the stripes. Jim's got 2 of his balls locked up with 8. Well, actually 3 if you include that 1 ball. And so of course that's the safety net that Jim has at the moment. and that Larry's going to have to deal with that 8 ball. And he's had a go there. And he's still got a shot. And let's have a look at the 8 ball. The 8 ball is still not really going anywhere. And Larry's maybe having a look at the 8 ball from that side. If he pots the 14, I don't think he can get enough of that 8 ball to pot it. It doesn't look open to me. And so Larry's going to have to try and get a lock up or something. And he's got the move now. And that's everything in play. Now, what has he got a shot though? Well, he's going to have to play the cut. And he's going to have to get in the gap to get on that 14. Well, is that going to get there? And Larry, I think, was playing it delicate to try and get in the gap, and he's underhit it. And of course now though, Larry at the moment is in control because obviously he's guarding that pocket, and Jim has to find his way around these balls, minus that pocket if he's going to run out, and he's got no shape here, so he's going to have to call the 1 ball. And oh, that's gone in. He's now locked up though. I thought that's fine as long as you've got them in timeout. That's the first time I've seen any of that crap appearing on YouTube. I had it on Twitch, but I dealt with it on Twitch. Managed to get rid of all the bots on Twitch. Well, Larry's now hot favourite here unless Jim can get really lucky. He's called the 4. I don't know whether that's the line to hit the 4, Jim. Oh, he's got the edge of it. Just caught the edge of it. Well, he's left it really awkward. And again, the pressure's on Larry here. Larry, I think, trying to lock up again. Well, if Jim can if he can skim this thin enough, I don't know whether he can get it thin enough just to push the 7 next to the 10. That will do very nicely indeed. That's an excellent shot. This is why 8 ball is a great game. And it can be wide open. I'll say it again. It's a great opportunity for there to be a surprise winner in this tournament. If everybody plays with their heads screwed on, great opportunity for people. And that's a better effort by Larry. And now Larry's odds-on favourite here to win this rack because Jim can barely see an edge of this 7, and the line that he's going to hit the 7 would suggest he's going to run across to that 10 ball. Well, he's called the corner pocket. He might have a good guide here, but this is really, really tough. And Larry now with the table. Well, he's looking at the 10 ball. I wouldn't be taking that first of all. I mean, he's got room all around that 8 ball to get into the table and have some sort of sight in the tent. But blind pocket cut this 14. You don't want to nudge it into that near side long rail. Well, I think he'll just kill it stone dead and he'll be on the board. Of course, the other factor that adds to the interest in this is the alternate break and no jump cues. It makes it really interesting. So Larry is off the mark, but the break goes back to Casino Jim. Now, Jim's not got a break cue. That's why, that shows you all he does is play cowboy. He's not got a break cue, so you can't get anything into these balls. And that might be the thing that will let him down. He's only breaking with a house cue, and that's you might as well hit the cue ball with a slab of butter. It's not going to get any momentum into the cue ball whatsoever. And of course, you don't need a break cue in cowboy. You're always playing with your normal cue. In fact, I'll tell you something, I don't know whether Jim even knows where the amp button is in the keyboard. Well, as I said, Keith, he doesn't... I mean, I've never seen him play 8 ball. He must have had a rush of blood to the head. Or maybe just had taken his meds and signed up. As I say, he's got no 8 ball history that I know of, and if he does play it, he plays it in the middle of the night when I'm not around. But usually when I get up my days off and I'm up at maybe 6 in the morning, Jim's usually online with the guys playing cowboy, and I'll get a game or two with him, and that's the only game I've ever seen him play. So as I say, I've got no background history as to how much he's played 8 ball, but the fact that he doesn't have a break cue suggests he's never been near it. But he's got to be able to, especially the fact that it's alternate break, he has to be trying to get a ball in the break, and he's never going to do that with a house cue. But he's got a 3-1 lead, which is what matters at the end of the day. Well, here's a brave shot. I would check this with a wee bit of left, not a lot. It's more, the pace is what's more important. Well, he's not playing the cut. I would have played the cut. That way you're 100% committed to getting those balls open. But mind you, having said that, looking at the 10, he didn't need to open the balls. He had to pot that 14 first of all, and he would have had a shot in the 10. But again, Larry's at the table and there's a cluster. Now he's looking, I would think, let's have a look at that 7 ball. That 7 ball goes, so I would have thought he would have tried to just drop down somewhere towards the 13, but he's looking to break them from this side. And he's missed the 3. Now that's a big mistake by Larry. But Jim's got the 13 that he can cut in. Well, this would be painful because Larry's had 2 positional errors in the first 2 racks. He's missed the 3 ball. I still think he should have dropped down onto that 13 and played from the back of the pack. But that is a big miss from Larry. It's a question of whether Jim can take full advantage again. And he just needs to drop the 10 in. He's going to run up the table, but he should be able to see the 8 ball. And this is how to punish your opponent's errors, especially in this game. Well, that's the thing, Keith. The tough thing about it is it's hard to run 2 racks, a couple of racks, when it's alternate break. Larry's broke. Well, that's the sort of break that Jim wants to be able to do, but he can't. And the break is dry. And look at these balls now. This is a type of rack that Larry can pounce on if Jim makes an error, because all the balls are wide open. And this is where you would favour Larry to run out if he gets a sniff. So the pressure's on Jim here. And you've got to plan ahead. I mean, you have to do that in pretty much all games, but you've got certain little target areas to get into to get on your next ball. And if I'm going to be critical of Jim, it's the same criticism I would have about him in Cowboy. He just does not take his time to get himself set properly, and that was evidence of that there. And now Larry's got his chance. The balls are lying pretty well, and there's no excuse this time. He's got nothing he can fall back on here for not getting this job done. But Larry's doing the right thing, which every player should do. You know, don't just rush into playing the next shot. Just make sure you get your bearings and you know where all the balls are lying and where you're going. You've got to work that pattern out in your head, and that way you will get the job done. If you just start potting balls and not thinking about where the cue ball's going and what angle you need, then forget it. It's doomed to failure usually. I just wish a lot more players would do the same thing. They would be far better players if they did, but they'll never listen to me. So 8 balls, wide open, and it's always good when you are trying to run out to leave your last ball, the adjacent ball, towards that 8 ball. The 3 ball isn't in an ideal position because you've just got to get good on it. Larry's looking at cutting into the middle. No, he's managed to get it past the 8 ball. My eyes are that bad. I'm thinking it didn't even get past the 8 ball. Now that's the difference with having an open table. With the way those balls broke, even though Larry came up dry, it immediately put the pressure on Jim to get, take his opportunity and do his best to run out, but he failed big time. And as soon as those balls are left lying open, Larry's only end up doing one thing. See, none of these balls have got any inclination to get near a pocket with that cue. It's just a no-hoper on the break. Well, it has to be said, these balls aren't all that bad. There's just the the one ball nailed to the 8. Yeah, Larry's making... well, he's already made far too many errors in this match already for my liking, for his prospects in the future. Well, good evening to Bedhead. I never noticed there. That went flying up the chat and I never noticed it. Well, that's now opened the table up again, and once again, the way this is left lying, does that one ball pass the 11? Yes, it does. But the 4 ball doesn't pass the 14, so again, at the moment this table favours Larry in a big way. Unless Jim can deal with that 4 ball. And it didn't get to a rail. And he was trying to roll through to get on the 4. And the 3 balls went dead straight, hasn't hit a rail. And Larry's got ball in hand. But this is the thing. The unforced errors are what Jim needs to deal with. He is prone to them, and so Larry's just got to be patient, and he will find his feet. And he'll be leaving that 14 ball sit there as possibly his last ball, because it just guards that pocket for the 4. It's always the little security blanket or safety net that you have. So you leave the 14 there and you deal with all the other problems until, well, he's going to have to make a big decision here. He's on the 11. But you've got that, is that the 13 that's up the table or the 14? I can't see the colour of it. So Larry probably has a slight angle to get back up the table here, I think. No. What ball is it? I think it's the 13. So he's now committed to get good on this last ball before the 8. And this is not a great angle here. He's going to have to get a hold of this cue ball to make sure he has a good line on the 8. Well, he's just nursing it in. So Larry now back within 1 and on his break. Well, he's got a ball. Again, he's not committed to any balls yet until he makes that next choice. But again, he should be running out here. The balls are wide open, and once he's had a good look, he'll then make that choice, and he should be running out. It's going to be stripes. And once again, he's got 3 balls in this bottom end of the table below the 8 ball that are all handy as the last ball to get to the 8 ball. So he's in good shape here. So this is only going to go wrong by locking himself up on something. So it looks like 10, possibly the... What ball is that? The 14. He's a bit straight. And now he has to avoid the 14. Just has to get into that side rail. He's just under hit it. So 8 ball into the side will be all square. Now Jim waving his feather duster at the cue ball, and that doesn't help. Now Larry will have the choice here. I don't know whether he can force him to break again. Yes, he can, because it was an illegal break. And Jim's going to have another go. This time he's going to make sure he actually aims at the cue ball. Well, he must have amped it up there, because they've opened a wee bit better. But again, nothing's gone in. And Larry's restricted in what choices he has here, simply because he's over the 6 ball. Right, good night, Chico. No, it's alternate break, Bedhead. I don't know, Bedhead. Maybe you've got a point. I don't know what the rule is on an illegal break as to whether you obviously can play the table if you want, or whether you can just force them to re-break. I think that might be the option. But Larry's well aware that Jim doesn't have a break cue, so Jim's not going to do an awful lot of damage in the break. So again, Larry's committed. He's on the stripes. He's got 2 balls locked up here. Now, can he get enough of that what's that? What's the bloody pink ball again? I keep forgetting. Is it the 12? Yes, it is. So Larry's freed up the problem situation. He's still got another problem. That 13 ball above the 7 is a bit awkward. And Jim's missed the pot. And Larry's going to take the bait this time. He's going to go for the cut in the 12. And quick reminder, I think it's a 30-second shot clock and two 15-second extensions that the players have in each rack. I think that's what it is. Larry may well try and drag all the pace off this, maybe run into the 2-ball if he can. And that'll hold him for the 10 in the bottom rail. No, well, he didn't. Obviously had maybe had too much angle to be able to do that. And now Larry's got no shot. And this 10-ball, I think, is nailed to the rail. Well, it's as good as frozen, I think. But he's played it well. But now this is a situation where Jim could take advantage here. Now Larry's done the hard work. This 13 ball, or whatever it is, the 13. Oh, that was a good shot. And a nice kiss in the 8. And Larry's now got himself where he wants to be, out in front. Four ball goes in, and the 8 ball very adjacent in the right corner pocket. Well, Larry's going to have to choose the stripes though, because he's got no other shot unless he wants to cut the 1 ball back. Looks as if that's maybe what he's going to do. And all the, again, you know, he pots this 1 ball, he should be out. And immediately it's gone pear-shaped because he's got no shot, I don't think. Can he see the 6? Oh, he can see the 6. I don't know whether he can see enough of it to pot it. I think he can. Well, that was a little lucky roll there for Larry, having that 6 ball coming to his mercy. But the other problem later on in this rack is the 5 ball, and he has to find a way to get in behind that. And it's always the case, a bit like straight pull in that sense, where when you have the opportunity to get to that problem ball, then if you can, you do it ASAP. Because as long as it sits there, and as long as you keep potting balls at the other end of the table, you've still got a problem to get dealt with. And you've got less of an opportunity to get somehow good on it. And right now Larry's in that situation because he's only got the 3 ball. Well, looking at the 5 ball from this side, where's the problem? There's plenty of room past the 8 ball. But he's got to get good on it though. That's the issue. Oh, and he missed that big time there. And here is a great chance for Jim. If he can just slow himself down. And Jim knows, of course, any mistake, Larry's going to be strong favourite, but not for as long as that 5 ball sits there. this would be a good rack to steal just to settle the nerves again and get it back on parity. He may well brush off this 14 while he's run into it. And that's a problem, because I don't think he's got a shot now either. Well, he's got the cut into the middle. And he's overcut it. And, well, again, it's not pretty. This 3 ball obviously pots. The angle he's got on the 3 isn't great. It's not great for getting ideal position in this 5. But Jim's overall weakness is obviously picking the line for the pot, and that's a great shot by Larry. You know, Jim's positional play is the thing that's going to let him down most of the time, mainly because in Cowboy there's less of an onus on nailing the spot for the cue ball, and that was a chance that's come and gone. And Larry knows that, you know, as the tournament goes on, opportunities like that are not going to come back to him. Well, Jim's had a good start. He took those chances, but those errors, those misses are costing him dear now. And it's a 2-rack gap. And Jim's not potted a ball on his break as far as I know, and he probably won't do for the rest of the night either. He's just not getting any movement in them at all. And I think that becomes even more apparent when it's on the 10-footer. You know, you've got further to travel with the cue ball from the kitchen line to the actual pack, and by the time whatever momentum you've got in the cue ball gets there, it's dying when it hits the pack. And that's a big heavy pack of balls to try and move. And if all you're doing is just wafting at it with a house cue, you're not really going to get a lot of joy. So Larry's now committed to solids, and Larry's got a problem ball locked in amongst the 8 ball there with the 13 ball, or the 12 ball it is, the pink 12, and the 4 are nailed together. And Larry can do some damage here to actually just break them out. He's got to take the risk. Well, he's hit the 8 ball full in the face, but he may well decide to take the 4 right now that he's got a chance, because it does go, and that deals with that situation. You know, he might not get any better position or opportunity to take this 4, so and he's got a ball up the table that he can fall back on anyway when he pots the 4. So this is the right shot. And he's not really got there. He's ended up in no man's land. He's got no shot in the 3. He's got a dodgy cut in the 5. And that 1 ball is in an awkward shape as well. Yeah, Larry's, you can see the difference. He's missed a couple of balls by quite a margin. And I've just put that down to the fact that he's not used to the 10-footer. But he's got plenty of time to get used to it. The further, if he can go further in the tournament. Now Jim's got another opportunity with the table at his mercy. but can he get that cue ball into positions that are needed? Well, he's going to hook himself here. And now, or has he? Can he still see it? Let's have a look. Yeah, he can pot that. He can get to it. Yeah, well, he just didn't line himself up to it. And that's a big failing there by Jim, because he could line that up, no problem. And he wasn't even aiming at it properly. And he certainly didn't play the safety. Well, Larry's, did he call the top right hand corner pocket, or did he call the middle there? I missed it. I think he's called the bank. Let's have a look. I don't know, he's playing the cut, but look at it now. Again, Larry's really struggling to find the line and the angles on this table. And Jim's got another chance, albeit not easy to start with, but he's not going to get many opportunities. He's taken them early in the match, and he's had 2 or 3 opportunities since and failed in all of them. He's really got to get on this next ball. If he can get on the 10, doesn't matter what one he gets on, but if he can get on it, and he's got the 2 remaining balls very adjacent to the 8, so he doesn't have to move the cue ball very far to have a shot in that 8 ball. It all hinges on this. And that isn't going to get there, Jim. And now he needs to get clever. He needs to try and find some way of keeping this safe. Is he calling the 10, trying to... Well, that ain't going to get it done, because that's a nothing shot. And that's a help yourself, Larry. When is it you play, Bedhead? Because if it's... I've got all day off tomorrow, but I'm back at work on Friday, so I have to be in my bed, well, after Friday night 9 ball, which is usually a lot later than it should be anyway. 2 PM in the afternoon tomorrow? I'll be there for that. Who is it you're playing? Because I can't be bothered looking at the bracket and trying to read it. Oh, that should be a close one. And Larry again tidying up. I think Larry's going to run away with this now. Jim's had his chance, and he's taken none since. That's now what Jim was, what, 4-1 up. I think Jim was 4-1 up, and Larry's now won 6 in a row. So a ball in the break, and it looks as if it's going to be the 9 ball. And well, there's still one problem ball, which is that 12, the pink 12 above the 3. Now that, see that there was another opportunity there off the 14. Larry's looking at it to try and get up that way to break it, but had he left himself sort of here in the 14, he could have potted the 14 and ran over here from that side, and he had an easy opportunity to roll the cue ball through to get onto that 14, and he's not played it. Now, I don't know whether he's got himself on the 13 at all. Not the 13, the 12. See, this is where you start running out of ideas and shots to get there. He had the better opportunity off that 14 because he had balls in the open to be able to play, and he'd be unlucky if he didn't have a shot, but now he's running out of chances here. And as long as he's got that slight angle in the 10, he can punch this in and try and chip into that 12. He's a bit straight though. Yeah, he's got the little kiss, and that will do nicely. The only worry I would have with this shot is he's a bit straightish. He's going to have to punch it in and try and stun up the table, unless he tries to just roll it in and roll behind the 14, because if he did, he could kill the cue ball to the 8 in the middle. And now he's gone a wee bit too far. You know, just overhit that, and now he's going to have to just jab it and try and still hold for it up table or still into the middle. And it's going to, well, more than likely, a roll up the table. Aye, but there's a 30-second shot clock and then 2:15 extensions. That's not going to get there, Larry, I don't think. Well, another chance for Jim. And the immediate problem is the two balls on the side of the table there, on the right side. But Jim can get the cue ball into there and just tie Larry up. And Jim's got to be thinking about playing a safety here. Well, he hasn't. Again, that's a sort of nothing shot because he's got himself nowhere near good in this 4-ball. And straight away, he's under pressure to pot this. He should be rolling up to the 2-ball and trying to drop in behind the 3 to stop Larry going up and down and kicking that in. Or doing that, that's a better shot. This is where you've got to keep your wits about you. Now, let's have a look. The line that Larry wants to take to get to that 8-ball, well, he's left the line open. It was not as good a shot as I thought it might have been, because I thought the 4 might have been blocking the line. And that looks reasonably good to me. And that's why your safety shots have got to be a lot better. And it's another golden opportunity for Jim gone. And all for the want of just getting a decent positional shot. And he couldn't get there. And it was the ultimate downfall in his chances in that rack. And so Jim's now... Well, let's just be honest, he's got 4 racks, probably 3 more than I thought he would have got at the beginning of the match. And he just has not been able to stay with Larry and capitalise on those opportunities. Larry knows now he's going to have to spend a bit more time on this table to find his way around it. So it's now 8-4. Larry's on the solids, and I'm looking for the problem, and the obvious problem is here. It's just getting into a line to be able to take the 7. We can see that the 7 and 5 goes. This 14 ball's just a slight problem. Well, that'll help if you can pot the 5, the 3. Is it the 3 or the 5? It's a 5. he's looked at it and doesn't fancy it. Don't think it really goes though. Now, he can drop into the middle of the table off this 6 ball and play the 5. Or if he gets really good, he might be able to play the 7. Well, now he's got the choice. He can play the 7, but if he's going to run forward, let's be honest, he would probably have to stun the 7 in so he can get there for the 1. He could go forward, but he has to play it with inside right to come this way to take the 5. So he's got 2 choices to make here, but he's looking as if he's going for the 5 first. And I mean, again, I don't know what Larry's thinking is there, because, you know, he's eventually got on the 1, but he's missed that shot by a mile. And, well, I think it's a tall order here for Jim, and he's had a blast at that. And he's maybe had the stuffing knocked out of him. But Larry's failings are on about 4 or 5 pots where he's been way off the mark for the line on this 10-footer. So he's going to have to pick his game up against stronger opposition. Larry would be really, really struggling. As it is, he's got this table banged to rights here if he can see that 7 good enough. Now, well, no problem with 8 ball. Just a little soft, stunny draw. Not much in this at all. And that will do. So 9-4, Larry within 2 of the next round. Well, Jim started off well and then it's all gone downhill from there. I think he feels himself well, he didn't think he had much of a chance before the match started, as he said in the lobby, but had he took those chances that he's had, this could have been an entirely different score. Well, there's a big difference with weight of shot and how much you can get into the cue ball in the 10-footer. That's the first big difference. I mean, I'm a lot more used to the 10-footer now than the 9-footer. Well, there's another mistake by Larry. And again, in this situation, Larry's got to be thinking he's going to get another shot at it. There's still no commitment to any balls yet. Larry got that ball, but nothing has been committed until Jim pots something, or he misses and Larry comes back in. Well, he's decided on the stripes, and that 13 ball. Now again, if you're at the table in this situation right now, then you've got to be playing that combo. And he's had a smack at that and running a cue ball for no reason whatsoever. You know, you've got to think a lot better than this. Yeah, well, there is that, as I say, but you know, Jim's now in a position where he's called the combo, but he's in no great shape to be playing it. And he's running out of shot clocks here, Jim. And now he's looking at the cut and the 9, and this is asking for trouble. And he needs to get a move on here. Yeah, he's not got there. And it's another one where that first shot that Jim played there, he just did a smack and let the cue ball run and was just not really thinking about what he was doing, which is the major failing of most players of a certain level. They just don't have any idea the control they need to put in the cue ball and take the pace off it rather than just banging at a ball and literally hoping to get shape on something, not necessarily even a particular ball that they're nominating. And that's why they'll all fall by the wayside eventually. And Larry's way off the mark again. He's missing these cuts by really the country mile. And these 5 or 6 misses that Larry's had, even probably more than that by now, they're all going to be heavily punished deeper into this tournament, I can assure you that. Well, the 2 ball or the 6 ball, ideal to get up for one another, whatever he prefers. Drop the 6 in, 8 into the middle, and he's on the hill. Well, the break goes back to Jim, but I don't think it's going to help him a lot. Well, we've got the 7 and the 10 are pretty much married up. I mean, that 10 will go if you're sitting here, but the 7 ball certainly doesn't. And I think Larry's looking to deal with that 10 ball straight away. This is exactly what you have to do. Now, what else is on the side rail there? Is that the 12 again? That's the next problem ball. But again, he's got these balls here which make it easy to get on this 12. And this is all about, as I say, planning ahead. You have to have it clear in your mind where you're going. And you know that that 12 ball's going to be dealt with. And then this ball here can be dealt with as well. So whatever one of them are, he's looking at the 9, but he could have potted the 13. I don't know. I think maybe he's left himself too square in this 13. I think he has. He's going to have to take the 9 now, but he can still then take the 13. But then the other problem is he needs an angle to get over for this 8 to do something with it, and I don't think the 8 is going anywhere. Well, If you're nailed right behind the 8, it will go, but really that's not where you're going to be trying to pot it. And once again, big evidence of Larry's lack of 10-foot play. Again, that didn't really threaten the pocket, and now he's tied it up as well against the 3 ball. And now Jim's got him locked up. Of course, no jump cues. And it's a tall order for Jim to do anything here when that 3 ball's lying where it is. And as soon as Jim makes a mistake of doing something with that 3 ball, it'll be fatal, because that'll just leave it all wide open for Larry. And he's also done a big mistake there by playing the 4 ball and not potting it, because he's now exposed the 8 ball a bit more. So tactically, there's questions to be asked here, and you've really got to have your wits about you and be fully aware of what you're going to do and what sort of situation you're going to leave. And Larry's just quite content to open things up. He's more than confident, realising that it's unlikely Jim's going to be able to take this out. And we all know that there's plenty of mean and ugly people waiting for a situation like this to come around and would take this out. That's yet to come for Larry. Well, that cue ball running has come to Jim's rescue this time. I'm still surprised that Witt didn't sign up for this. But again, I mean, he likes 8 ball, but he's not used to the 10-footer either, so that probably scared him. Potman's in, and Potman can have a good tournament, but again, he's not used to the 10-footer. So there's lots of players who play 8 ball, and have signed up for this tournament, and pretty much, I would guess, pretty much all of them don't play in the 10-footer, which they're all going to find out is a lot different from what they're used to. And Larry calling the bank. And now he's just going to try and manoeuvre the 8 ball near a pocket, although he's probably just going to bank this up the table. That would be the one thing to do, but he's more than likely to end up trouble if he does that. I think he's looking at the cut in this 8 ball. Yeah, he's just had a bang at it just to get it into play, which is sensible enough. It's now out of harm's way, and it leaves Jim in control of the table. He's got a good chance of a consolation rack here, Jim. Again, having a snap at it. And now Larry's calling the bank. If this 8 doesn't go, it's going to be down more or less in that corner anyway. And it's as sweet as a nut. And Larry's picked a line this time. And it's got the job done. So in the end, it was a comfortable win for Larry. A great start for Jim. But he came off the rails big time. Far too many errors. And struggling positionally in the end. And that's always going to be the big failing for lots of players in this tournament. So Larry goes through. But he knows he has to step up the game if he's going to progress any further in this tournament. And that will update. Now, who's that sending me a PM? They should know that I don't answer anything like that on the stream. There's the result from earlier, the one that I missed while I was watching the snooker. Keith comfortably through against Quagmire, 11 racks to 3. That Larry one will update in a sec. And, well, Larry straight away is going to find it a bit tougher because Potman can certainly pot balls better. And he should be tougher opposition for Larry. I hope Potman's listening. So that's Larry's next match. If we look down the bracket, we've got Steve has arranged his match, or Legit Matthews has arranged his match with Steve for a few days' time at 3 in the afternoon. I'll be surprised if Steve shows up for that. We've got Shibo waiting in the winner of that one because he's got a bye. We've got Jose to play Wanwa or Fan Fan. They've still to arrange. Bill's got a bye. He's waiting in the winner of that one. We've got Albinario and Tommy. They're going to be going ahead on Friday night. So I'll start Friday night 9 ball. And then I'll move over to catch that match. It's at 9 PM, which again is in the middle of Friday night 9 ball. But we should be able to get it. And the winner of that match will play Poolaholic, who has a bye. Simon, not DJ Simon, this is another Simon, is lined up to play Semi-Pro. And the winner of that match will play MC Clarkey. So the suggestion would be that Semi-Pro would be the favourite, not having seen Simon. And that'll be a tough match in the second round for both players. For Semi-Pro and McClarkey, assuming Semi-Pro wins. We've got Snake Eyes and Bedhead going at it tomorrow afternoon at 2 PM. I'll be there for that. That's the first round match, and the winner will play Marcellus. We've got Larry now, of course, playing Potman. And we've got, well, the first big match of the tournament really is Keith, having come in through his match, is going to be playing Mr. Fox in round 2. So that is going to be a close one. And then further down we have Cobra lined up to play Mooncake. Is that Saturday night? What day is this? Oh no, that's Friday night as well. Well, Friday night, well, I'm not going to see much of Friday night 9 ball, am I? Because Cobra's match is at 7:30. So that'll be the first match of the night. And the winner of that match with Cobra and Mooncake will play DJ Simon, who has a bye. And then further down, LS3. Am I getting mixed up? What's the day's date? This is the 4th, so that is, yeah, that is Friday. And then Sunday night is LS3 Inspector Dawn at 7:30. That should be a good match as well. And then the winner of that one will play Cheeky Chico, so a couple of good matches to look forward to, whoever gets through. Mr. Strokum's lined up to play Miasma. Fast Eddie's waiting the winner of that one. And we have again 2 players I've not seen, Anzi to play Disabler, provided they would both show up and they arrange their match. Whether they know how to do it, I don't know. Jeeves is waiting the winner of that one. We've got Stubb that's playing Ice Age. I don't know when that'll be, but Stubb will be strong favourite for that, and the winner will play Mark Shark, who should be tougher opposition, assuming that Stubb gets through. But again, Mark Shark doesn't play in the 10-footer a lot, although I take that back. He's played a wee bit of cowboy on the 10-footer on the odd occasion, so he's certainly more familiar with the 10-footer than pretty much most other players. Gung Ho's set to play Woody. Chiku plays the winner of that match in round 2. Sergaresh to play Jover, and the winner will play Peter Invictus. Never heard of him. And that's the match that goes ahead. Oh, there's another match tomorrow at 4 PM in the afternoon between Columbus and Chip Scary. I don't think I've seen either of those two players, so I'll get an idea what level they're playing at. And the winner plays Hazard. And then further down we have Christian against Little Wolf. They're arranged for 3 PM on Friday afternoon, and the winner of that will play John Boot. And that is it, folks. Well, it's a late one for me, so I am now going to head for a cup of coffee. But like I say, the match that Larry's just won, he's going to have to step up. Popman should be a much stronger opposition, and Popman likes a game of 8-ball, so it should be a good challenge for Larry. And again, you see the opportunities that Larry was given tonight. Will he give as many against Popman? If he does, Popman's more than likely going to take them better, so it could end up being close. So I will bid you good night, folks. Take care, stay safe, and hopefully you can join us again for some of these matches. So I'm sure there's going to be some good ones lined up in the future. So I am off. Good night.